National Signing Day 2019 is in the books for the Auburn Tigers. We're going to take a look at the positives and the negatives from Auburn's 2019 signing class with Josh Bean here. Josh, let's talk about Auburn's signing day first off. We'll talk about the end of this class first. How did this day play out for them overall, you think?
I think that Auburn closed pretty well. You know, there were some notable things that they still wanted to get done today. They only signed 16 guys in the early period. They definitely needed another running back. They definitely needed help on the offensive line and at linebacker. And they at least began to fill those needs. Now, I think they wanted to probably get a couple more offensive linemen in this class. That didn't work out. But, you know, to get Octavius Brothers at linebacker, they got Mark Anthony Richards as a running back.
Right.
They got Kamar Bell as an offensive lineman. Closing with those guys was really important today. And I think Auburn fans, while there were some disappointments today, had to feel pretty good about this class.
And let's talk about the disappointments a little bit, because I think that kind of may be the biggest headline from today overall, despite the outcome of the class. You lose a guy that's been committed to your class for 2 years, really, in George Pickens, a 5-star guy. A lot of people had him as the best player in the state.
Yep.
You know, first of all, we talked about this morning. We didn't see that coming. I don't think too many people had any inkling that George Pickens was not going to end up at Auburn.
It was a surprise to me, I'll be honest with you. I mean, part of that is that George Pickens and Bo Nix have a great bond. They're good friends. They traveled a lot on the recruiting trail. So I thought, if there's a tie here, if Tennessee or Miami or someone, ultimately it was Georgia, if any of those schools could really make a push, I felt like Georgia's affinity for playing with Bo would win that tie, and I was wrong about that. He ultimately chose Georgia. You know, in Georgia's case, they had Jaden Hazelwood, who ended up flipping and going to Oklahoma. So it's a great get for Kirby Smart and Georgia. But there's no way to sugarcoat this. A 5-star guy, he was the first guy that committed to Auburn in this signing class. He'd been committed since the summer of 2017. There's no way to minimize it. That's a bad outcome for Auburn. Now, they closed pretty well later in the day, met some needs, but that's a big disappointment to lose George Pickens.
And like you said, they're not really in a dire situation as far as wide receivers go, but you always like to have those elite playmakers whenever you can get somebody like that.
And we saw toward the end of the year a guy like Seth Williams in that offense, a big-bodied receiver who can win 50-50 balls. That's what George Pickens is. So there was great anticipation of the idea of having those guys on the field at the same time. It won't happen now. He'll go and play with George Pickens will go play with Jake Fromm at Georgia. But yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. It's not. It's probably not a backbreaker when we look at immediately, because like you said, Auburn has a good set of wide receivers, but it is surprising, and it started out the day on definitely a down note for Auburn.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a couple offensive linemen, as you noted, but that was also a big area of emphasis for Auburn going into this class. You end up with 3 offensive line signees in this class overall. Is that enough for Auburn? Would they have liked to have gotten more than that?
I think they definitely would have liked to, and they needed to get more than that. I mean, everybody knows, look, all 5 offensive linemen return next year, but they would have loved to have gotten some guys who could come in immediately, push those guys for playing time. And when you look down the road, 3 guys in this class, basically they'll lose all 5 starters, assuming all 5 starters start again next year. They'll lose all of those guys. So when you look down the road at the 2020 season or the 2021 season, it's got to be a worry for Auburn in recruiting. Next year, you know, this has to make offensive line recruiting an even bigger priority in this next class.
All right, well, we will take a look at the full Auburn signing class